The woman clung to the airplane wing, twisted off the fuel tank cap with all her strength, and then tapped on the window. The man inside the cabin handed her a bottle of strong liquor. The woman took it, bit off the cork, and started pouring the liquor into the fuel tank. Unexpectedly, at that moment, the plane jolted, and the bottle was blown away by the wind. The man had to take out another bottle and give it to her. This time, the woman held the bottle tightly and successfully poured the strong liquor into the fuel tank. What was even more delightful was that the fuel gauge actually rose a little bit. The two of them seemed to see hope, so they poured the remaining 4 bottles of liquor into the fuel tank. When the woman finally returned to the cabin, she heard the man shouting excitedly. The fuel level, which had been almost depleted, had now risen to 20%, and the plane was running smoothly. It seemed that using strong liquor as a substitute for fuel was really feasible. The two were overjoyed. Although 20% wasn't a lot, every extra second the plane could hold on meant one more second of hope for them to survive. However, as time passed, they couldn't see any land on the vast sea. What was worse, their fuel was running out. With several plumes of black smoke coming out of the engine, the propeller stopped rotating, and the plane completely lost power. Just as the woman fell into despair, the man suddenly saw a white protrusion in the distance. It was clearly a small island. Although it wasn't large, as long as they could land on it, their chances of survival would be much higher than falling into the sea. The woman quickly used the control stick to change direction and guided the plane toward the island. With hope right in front of them, the man suddenly thought of a fatal problem. The woman only knew how to steer the plane but didn't know how to land it. If she mishandled the controls and made the plane crash into the sea surface, they would probably die instantly. He forced himself to calm down and told the woman to try her best to maintain the altitude. When the plane lost power, it would be fine as long as it landed on the island close to the water surface. But the next second, an accident still happened. The plane crashed heavily onto the sea surface. The huge impact knocked the two of them unconscious. What was even worse was that water began to pour into the damaged cabin, and soon it sank into the sea. At the critical moment, the woman woke up first. She quickly found a lifebuoy in the cabin and brought the unconscious man to the water surface. Fortunately, the island was not far away. The woman hurriedly dragged him onto the beach. After some emergency rescue efforts, the man spat out a large mouthful of seawater and soon woke up. Having finally survived, the two of them collapsed on the beach and laughed unrestrainedly. But soon, they couldn't laugh anymore because this place wasn't an island at all. It was clearly a mudflat exposed during low tide. Not long after, the sea water began to rise, gradually submerging the mudflat. With no other options, the two could only lie there helplessly and closed their eyes in despair.